Hello, hello. Welcome. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Jim. Glad to see you guys. Oh man, my hands look so dark. I don't know what's going on with the lighting in here. But anyways, so welcome to my channel and the Lonely Sheetload episode 3, where I create a card or two using the current month's Sheetload sketch as inspiration. So I took out a bunch of stuff. Had some ideas. And I thought I bought this strange pattern because I love these polka dots. Um, but I thought that I would use this and make a background of my own. I'm going to do a 5x7 card or two, do a background of my own, some handmade, and then use the flip side of this to create another little rosette using, where did I put the die set? Right here, using this die right here. And then I took out some of these Tim Holtz hats and little bow ties. I don't know if they'll fit Mickey or not, but we're going to make them fit. I think they will. I'll have to modify the hat or the ears or something, but I think I can make one of these hats fit, and I'll probably do the bolo hat. Is that what they're called? Hello, hello, Lisa. Hello, Maddie. Hello, Andrea. Hi, Chow. Hi, Linda. Good to see you all. So, and I want to do some leaves, and I took out this leaf, and then I took out this set, which has leaves. I was thinking a fall theme. And then I also took out my small Mickey stamp set. I've got some mushrooms. I've got my small Mickey stamp set, maybe to stamp the inside. And then I took this out, but I don't know that I'll use it, but I will use it for something. And these are some Sizzix switchlets, so it cuts and embosses at the same time. We have to start, though, by starting our background. So I've got a little table over here to my side, and pardon my sniffling, I've picked up a little cold. I slept for 3 or 4 hours today. Not like me to take that long of a nap. I woke up like a normal, like after an hour, and I'm like, yeah, no. I think I'll just go right back to sleep. So I'm going to chop down this paper right here. Yes, don't forget your thumbs, please. Hi, Ruby. Let's see. Put this down to 6 inches. And I want to cut my leaves out of these two. So, and the reason that I decided to do my own background is the color on this paper, and this paper, by the way, is Simple Stories, and I buy individuals from scrapbook.com. Vintage Scary Stories is what this is called, and I need this to be just a little bit darker. It's pretty close, and this is my El Cheapo Bee Inspired watercolor paper, so I'm not buying the expensive stuff. So I'm going to start with just some ink smushing on one of these for our leaves. Hi, Sandy. Good to see you. And let's see here. Let me grab my messy. And I probably won't need this much. It's hard to work with a larger sheet of paper, so let me just cut this down. If I need more, I'll make more. No big deal. Okay, let's grab some water. And then I'm going to grab some crackling campfire, some rusty hinge, some forest moss, scattered straw, um, fossilized amber. I think that'll cover me for kind of fall colors. So I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, let's start with our lightest color, and that'd be the scattered straw. Only thing with doing these is you've got the whole dry time situation. I like using this mat right here because it beads up very lovely. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. I love fall colors. I'm not doing Halloween. I've got a whole Halloween journal going. So if you guys follow my Friday morning coffee, that's where the journaling happens. Though tomorrow morning, I'm also going to be doing an unboxing of what was sent to me by Relatively Thoughtful out in the UK. I can't even believe what's in this box, you guys. It's going to blow your mind. It's dry enough. I'm not very patient with drying stuff. Let me get a paper towel or two here. So, fake fall is over. It's back to summer. Always bums me out. I don't like summer. I know, especially for people with school age kids, maybe they like summer, maybe they hate it. I didn't like it that much when my kids were younger because they'd get bored really easy. Excuse me. Okay, next color. Sorry about that. It's better than me sniffing constantly. Let's get some fossilized amber going. I love using these sprays. You can use ink too. I should probably dry this off first. I'm going to dry that a little bit. Oh, you have a phone stalker? Woohoo! Hey, at my age, if somebody's stalking me, I'm feeling popular. I hope I left this big enough. I don't. Oh, yeah, this one was for leaves. No, I'm not worried about that. It's for leaves. I forgot. Okay, it's enough of that color. It's only slightly darker than the scattered straw. Let me get my fan brush out. That's how I like to do this. My fluffy one. And then we'll pick up. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh my goodness, Don. Well, back when I worked for Verizon, um, every once in a while I was in technical support. So every once in a while I would call a customer with my personal phone testing, their stuff. And every once in a while, months or even years later, I would get a phone call saying, "Is this Verizon?" No. No, but let me help you if I can. All right, I'm coming in here with the rusty hinge. And I think I want to water that down a wee bit. See, look at the beautiful droplets you get when you use this. This is the one that goes with the, well, maybe it's not. I think it is. I don't know. I think it's the one that goes with the Tim Holtz mat. No, because it's too big. I don't know. It's silicone. Whatever. I like the way it beads up like that. Get some more darkness going over here. A little bit up here. And then water situation again. Oh no, Dawn. See, you just never know what somebody might be going through. Poor lady. That was nice of you to talk to her then. Hey, Teresa. I'm gonna need some browns in this too, but I think I'll manually add the browns and the greens, come to think of it. Aw, that's so sweet of you, Dawn. Kindness. Hey, you guys hear me say it all the time. It's so valuable, not to just someone else's soul, but to your own. All right, this is Crackling Campfire. I want to keep that. I want to go lightly with it. I don't want it too heavy. Ooh, I love this color. Yes, 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 friends, yes. Let's give that a dry. My second color was Fossilized Amber. So I've so far used Scattered Straw, Fossilized Amber, Rusty Hinge, and now Crackling Campfire. Thank you for asking. I missed it, of course. Yeah, if I miss something, I have friends in the audience who will make sure that I see it. Ask in all caps or something. I mean, typically when I'm doing something like this, I don't scroll back because I've got my hands in a mess. But my mouse isn't in the best condition. I have a Macintosh that I use here. And I don't know why they insist that the mouse be white, but the mouse is white. And it's just over here to my right. So sometimes I move it completely because I accidentally bump into it. Let's pick up these little bits of goodness here. Okay. A little water. Hey, and you know, if these colors aren't your cup of tea, aren't your bag, use the colors you like. Just remember that this is a layering process. So layer after layer after layer. And then you just cut the whole doggone thing up. Hey, Diane, good morning. Right, I've done it. I've done it, Jim. Because my mouse is so sensitive over there. Accidentally hit it or laid something on it. All right, let me grab a couple of browns here. Let's grab brush corduroy, which is almost empty, and gathered twigs. Maybe a little vintage photo. Ah, straighten this out a little so everything sits nicely. Ah, oh, cool. I like swaps. They're fun. I'm bad at them, though. Practicing is the best way, Ruby D, to get this down or not get it down just until it's something you like. Again, just remember that just because it's not your cup of tea doesn't mean it can't be someone else's or vice versa. Okay, let's go in with the brush corduroy. And this one's almost empty. I need to order a new one. So I'm just going to splatter with this one. And believe it or not, brush corduroy is a lighter color. It reminds me of, well, brush corduroy back in the 70s when I was in high school. See, it's very light. The only thing is I wish that my paper would stay flat. So I'm just getting this wet so that it kind of spreads around. And I'm not doing a bunch of it, just a little. Maybe a little bit more. Where to go? You can tell it's a color that I use frequently in the fall. I use my sprays almost all the time. I just love this as a medium. Just makes life easy. Hey, Carol. Welcome. So see, now it's getting dirty. And that's kind of what fall leaves look like. The other day we had a rainstorm and it was windy and it was just blowing the heck out of the leaves on our trees. And I'm like, wait, it's too early. And yeah, it is too early because it lied and it got hot again. So that fresh corduroy almost looks green inside of there. And that's great. Okay, now we're going to do some more water. This is how you get your depth. And I know if any of you follow Tiffany Solorio, this is a process that she does as well. She may do it a little bit differently, but say it's the same process. So if you don't follow Tiffany, definitely check her out. I like the color palette that she chooses. It's not something I frequently choose, but I love it every time she does. I'm like, why don't I pick those colors? They're just not in my brain. I want some chicken enchiladas. Yum. And for this, I'm going to just lift. And that's going to create just more depth of color there. Okay. Now, let's come in with a little vintage photo. And I'm not going to do a bunch. I'm going to spray from a distance directly on the paper. Notice I'm leaving this over here because I want to add some green in here, but I want to be careful how I add the green. And dry that. Yeah, Tiffany is great. And I don't care if your sauce is green, red, or white. I love enchiladas. Chicken, beef, cheese. If I go to a restaurant, I order cheese because I don't trust restaurant meat. But that's just a me problem. Unless I know the owner and I know the cook and I've been back in their kitchen, I don't trust it. Oh, yes, I do love green sauce. I like green sauce on my tacos too, like the verde sauce. Yummy. I know some of you have probably made the chicken enchiladas with the green sauce and sour cream or cream of anything soup, cream of chicken soup mostly. Okay, let that just sit for a few seconds and then I'll dab it up. Okay, that was vintage photo, and now I'm going to come in with the gathered twigs. Let's get the green over with here. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to do that on a piece of wrapper. I'm just going to spray it directly on the wrapper. This way I can lay it down exactly where I want it. I sprayed all over my hand. That's okay. Because I want it over here. And it's not super green. It's more of a brown green because it's moss. But definitely in those white areas, it's going to show through as a green. Get a little water on there because it's not cooperating too well. There we go. Now we've got some green in there. Oh, the paper that I'm using, it's called, let me grab the paper pad for you. I get this at Walmart. It's called Be Inspired Watercolor Artist Studio, and it's 12 by 9. So I get 6 by 4.5 sheets out of it. And it's mostly what I use for this process. It's not wonderful for actual watercoloring. It's El Cheapo. All right, let's get some depth going in here. Little splatters. I forgot to eat lunch today because I napped through lunch. Now I'm starving. Oh, yes. I've gotten food poisoning too. Oh, and or just, I'm kind of picky. Like, I like cheese. I like cheese a lot, but I don't like too much cheese. And not because I don't like the flavor, but because it's not that kind to me. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Of course, we're talking about food. Why wouldn't we talk about That's the only thing there is, right? All right, let's grab this gathered twigs here. And I think I'm just going to be nice and just put a couple of dark areas, followed up by just a itty bit of water just to get it moving. And there we've got the base for our leaves. So we've got light colors, we've got dark colors, we've got greens, browns, and oranges, all fall colors. Yeah, Dawn always starts it. She's always cooking during a live. Now we could go further and add texture to this, but I'm not going to. I was thinking though I might add some shimmer spray, but I don't think so. I think fall leaves need to be dull because they're usually dusty. They've been sitting there on a tree all summer. Okay, and then break that up with some water. It's dangerous leaving that sit there. I know myself. So when I'm doing like this, you can see that my droplets of water are small versus big chunks of water. I'm just going to let this sit for a moment and marry itself and then pick it up. At Mike taking breakfast orders during my Friday lives, you're right about that. Food and you know what though? I never eat or drink or do anything in here. I mean, I'll have a water or sometimes I'll bring my coffee, but even then, like my coffee has a lid on it that I keep closed and stuff like that. My craft supplies are just too precious to me. Now, my bedroom, I couldn't care less. It can get as messy as I want, and I don't care. All that's in there are ink covered clothes and my television, which is well out of the way of disaster. Oh, bread. Yum. I'm hungry. Wait, does she make her own tortillas? Oh, my Lord. I don't I don't love making tortillas. I've made them before many times, but I don't love that job. Okay, so I've got my piece for my leaves. Now I need to do my piece for my background. And that I just want to do lightly, and I want to do it with pumice stone and antique linen, I think. Let's see, do I have pumice stone? Probably do in an oxide. I'm sorry if I'm bumping into things and knocking things over. I don't have pumice stone. Why not? All right, we'll go with old paper. Well, I have pumice stone ink, so that'll work. So let me grab the second half, and I'm going to leave this whole. Hey, Sandy. Oh, thank you so much for the reminder. Oh, another Maynard here. Okay, let's grab the pumice stone. Where are you? There's hickory smoke. I get these straightened out and then I make them into a mess again. Hope you guys were able to catch me over on Trinity Stamps channel today with the Simon Says Stamps Trinity release. No, I have where are oh. This was one of the ones I had to handmade because they didn't have any in stock back when I was a shopaholic. So let's do a little pumice stone here. And I know it's going to be hard to see, and it may be a little bit on the dried outside, but it's a very light color, so it's kind of hard to see. And then let's do a little bit, just a wee bit of, where is that? I want a really light yellow, so that's going to be, uh, let's just start here, see what I get. And spread this around, and I don't care if some of this other color gets into it. And I didn't even wet this, I'm just laying it on here and picking it up because I don't want a heavy background, but I do want some color to it. Yeah, ice cream gnomes. Yeah, it does hold up well for the spray. It definitely does. Let's throw some old paper on here. And old paper's kind of a green, kind of, until you... Again, I don't need this piece to be too heavy in color. Let's give that a try. Yeah, El Cheapo. Well, it's super exciting to be part of a collaboration like that with Simon Says Stamps for their stamp timber. It's great exposure for a creator. And in fact, on their blog, there's a couple of pictures of my cards, and I'm super proud of that. So you can see that this barely shows any color, but it looks kind of like parchment paper. Wipe that up a little bit before I lay this paper down on here to dry. And I'm trying not to get my inky hands on it, but I'm not having a lot of luck with that. It might be time to clean my hands off. Yep, Walmart Bee Inspired watercolor paper. I think sometimes, I think I pay about $11.99 for that, but sometimes I pay less. Sometimes there's two in the pack for $11.99. You just gotta watch them. I want to wash out where I got that yellow. I don't want so much of that. I'll just add a little bit of water and that should wash it out. And I'm just chasing water around on his paper because I need a clean paper towel. I don't want to dip that in there because that will be disastrous. Come here, you. Oh, last one on the roll. I keep saving these rolls and then they just sit around for years and I don't do anything with them. So I stopped saving them. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm definitely proud. I'm proud to work for Trinity Stamps and design for them because Tunisia is such an amazing person, and so is everybody on the team. So it's a great place to work. Now, I'm going to take some hand sanitizer, rub it on my hands, and just clean off the top layer of ink so I don't get ink on everything. And since I didn't use my splat box, a lot of times I don't. That's why there's a lot of ink everywhere in my craft room. I'm just going to put all my sprays and stuff in this thing until I can put them away later. because they just take up space on my desk that I need. Okay, so we've got our background paper, and see how it kind of, it looks like parchment now, kind of. And that's what I wanted to kind of go nicely with this paper, which on camera, this looks really, really white, but it's more of an off-white. So I don't know. My camera has decided that it wants to show funky colors. There's probably ink all over it. Okay, so this piece I need to be my background piece. So I'm going to cut that to 6 3/4. I think I can do it with my regular trimmer here. By 4 3/4. So, okay, let's just trim some of this off. Because I put this little ruler down here, I can go all the way to 7. I can actually go to 7 1/4. 6 3/4, and I can cut the funky sides off. Let's go 4 3/4. And then I'm gonna have to use my big trimmer to cut that thing. I hate the big trimmer. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I love having the mat in my splat box, because I use my splat box so much that it really got very, very like warpy because it got wet so much. All right, let's grab this guy, and I'm going to do, now I'm winging it. If you did the sheet load, or you have the sheet load, you'll know that this piece I think is 2 3/4. I'm gonna cut it down. I think I'm gonna cut it to, since I'm doing a 5x7, I think I'm gonna cut it to 3. I'm gonna cut it to 3. That way I've got nice even strips left over. Okay. It's not washi. It's metal. It's the only thing is that when I bought it, I had hoped, well, it's a sticker, but it's a metallic sticker, and I had hoped that it would go like 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, but it didn't. It went to a whole 36 inches, which kind of bummed me out because I could only use this much of it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. One more spray and it's going to goober up. You're right. Okay, so what did I cut that to? I forgot already. I need my trimmer though. All right. I cut it down to 3. Okay. Brain. These are washi. Okay, and I may need that to be bigger. We'll find out. So now I need a matte layer. And what I took out was something that I bought years ago, and I probably even bought on clearance and have never even opened. So I've got the craft stock in black and the craft stock in the warm colors. I may have the cool colors too. Um, so since I'm putting Mickey on here, I probably want to incorporate some black. So I'm going to grab black. Ba, ba, ba. And these were bent like this when I bought them. Bought them at Joann. Ooh, I got a coupon in the mail today for Michael's plus Joann. 60% off one item. I'm excited about that. So this almost looks like leather, and I'm going to sand it a little bit. See how that looks? And it says craft on the other side. Cool paper. And let's go. I think I want to make my mat just a little bit bigger for that, just because. So that was 3. So let's go 3.5. 5, 3.5. Did I say Mickey? I did. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Michelle. Okay. So I do want to grunge these up a little bit. So I've got a little piece of sandpaper here. Where's my sandpaper? There it is. LP 150. And I'm just going to grunge up the edges here. Yeah, I'm going to do Mickey Mouse on here. I'm trying to make it vintage and fall. So see that, how that does on the edges? This is really cool paper. I'll show you in the middle because I'm going to be cutting that out anyway. You can really sand away at that, and I'll use that for Mickey's clothing, whatever he's wearing. And then I'll grab some of my vintage photo here. Here. And just edge this up. And if you guys saw my Sheetload video, I sewed these on. I'm not going to sew them on tonight. Take too long. I think I have stuff. My sewing machine currently is buried. And I've been thinking about setting up a camera that I can show myself sewing, but I haven't done it yet. So there's that. Dust off that excess paper so my glue sticks. Hey, Blossom. Hi, Rebecca. Yes, 60% off coupon is a good deal, but I mean, that's good to use to buy something big. I'm not in a position to really buy anything big, but hey, whatever. You know, maybe a set of Sharpies or something. This may or may not be straight. You can imagine me sewing, yeah. I like heavy bread. I can't stand like soggy white bread. I can't stand soggy bread at all. Like, I won't eat a sloppy Joe because the bread's wet. Yeah. Give me something a little bit hearty. I don't like biting into something and having it feel like I'm eating dough. Okay. There's that part. Now, we'll see how I feel about this on here. The size that I chose. Okay, I think I chose pretty wisely, considering I'm going to be filling in a lot of this. Yes, they are, Dawn, and I know what's in it. Okay, you know what? I think I'm just trying to coax this paper into being a little bit straighter. And then I'll go ahead and glue these down. I know Bitty Penny did a 5x7 too for the Sheetload, or 5x7s. Well, and I mean, there's going to be a lot of elements on this card, so I feel like sewing is just going to be a little bit much, especially since these, you know, it's obviously harder to stick stuff down that has stitching in it. Because I don't care how I adjust my machine, if I'm sewing more than one layer of paper, the underside is going to be wonky. It's just the tension just doesn't want to hold. Come here. Okay. You can see that I've got inky hands, even though I clean my hands off with hand sanitizer. That doesn't really, I have to scrub it. I have to scrub. But it's enough that it's not going to transfer onto my project. So, yeah, did it on purpose. Absolutely. This is the correct side, the side with all the bunched up thread. Because, I mean, messy sewing is kind of a thing, right? Okay, so we've got the base for our card. Now it's time to make the elements. Let me grab I'm gonna grab the first die that I decided I wanted to use, and now I don't know where it went. Right here. And I can't remember if you make 2 or 3 of these, but I think you make 3. So this is going to make a big old rosette. I'm going to do the rosette in the brown polka dot. I'll make 3, and if it's too many, then I'll just have an extra piece. Yeah, it's a good sheet load, and it's really quick too, Linda, depending on the paper and stuff that you use. You know, if you're not sitting there coloring each one. Okay, so I don't really necessarily need to think about my polka dots. I just need to think about the length here, and that will go through my little Missy. Where are my scissors? Here they are. Because I have a set of the long plates. So you just go sit over here. Come here, Missy. Oh, look at this card that I got. I got a Christmas card already. This is from Elizabeth. Isn't this adorable? Look how cute that is. I'll definitely lose that by Christmas. Oh no, Blossom, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, friend. I am too, but it's just a stupid cold. I'm so used to those. I get them almost constantly because by the time you factor in allergies, so I have the extra long plates for this thing. I don't use them that often, but when I do, I do. And that way it's going to fit this and cut it out. Yeah, it's a super fun little card. Oh, I can barely see the score lines in there. Look at, they're really hard to see on this paper. I have to basically feel for them. You know what? I think the next one I'll actually run back and forth. This one I can see. I'm trying to see them. I hate being so dang blind. And then we're going to see how this Simple Stories paper reacts to lots of folding and bending. If it cracks or not. And it does. I can see it cracking. That's okay. I expect it, you know. Especially when I'm using my fingernails to the reason I'm doing this now, friends, in case you're thinking, well, why does she cut them all out first? Because I don't remember if I need 2 or 3. Here's where I can't see a score line. Maybe I should look at this. Yeah, there should be one. About here, but I don't see it. There it is. Okay. You can see that I may have used this die once because as a design team, project, and that's all. Okay, this goes. Yeah, I need 3 of them. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Let's see, this piece will probably accommodate. Yes, it will. And I'm going to go back and forth with this one. I don't necessarily need an extra shim. Hey, Abraham, welcome. And rather than reverse it and confuse it, I'm just going to run it through again. Yeah, it didn't make the score lines that much deeper. No point in wasting the energy. This one I'll try and conserve as much as the paper as I can. All right, you can go over here a minute. Because I'm going to have to cut the center part out too. Just get right out of my way. Get back in your little spot. Move the distractions. You can just go sit on the floor for a minute. So then this one will attach here. Okay. And if it attaches there, it needs to go this way. Da-do. Do-do-do. Well, hi. Thank you, Elvigenta. Is that Anya? Anya, is that you? It looks like you kind of in the picture. I know that I've got a couple of Norwegian friends that come this way. Oh, it is her. Okay. Thank you. Very, very sweet of you. Hope I'm doing this right, friends. Again, my memory. Not the prettiest thing in the world. Okay. Should attach to that. Okay, let's get a little piece of tape. I've got this super skinny red tape. But red tape is trustworthy tape. It doesn't like to come apart. Yeah, it was the photo that kind of gave it away. And maybe a little bit of the generosity, you know. Okay. It's going to come around like this. This one comes around like this. Yep, I was right. I needed 3. I didn't do a very good job of that, but that's okay. I didn't get it on there very straight, and it's not coming off without wrecking it. Maybe I should put the next one on while it's flat and then fold it up. I don't know. You can see why I don't frequently make these. But they are a fun element, especially on Christmas cards. This type of, any type of rosette that you might have, as a matter of fact. Yeah, red tape is it's the beast of double-sided tapes. Mostly I'm not getting these straight because I can barely see the score lines on this particular paper. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Now I can continue to fold. And I'm not burnishing every fold, you know, with my foam folder and all that. It's too much work. I might burnish it all once I get it together. So, friends and I were wondering what Tim Holtz was coming out with new next. I was surprised. We thought for sure it was going to be inks, but you know, more of the mini distress cubes. I'm sure that's coming before Christmas. Wait, am I going the right way with this? No, I'm not. Try going the right way. No, I am. Okay. Almost done folding this insane thing. All that work for one little flower. I feel like that's not going the right way. I think I did something wrong here. I did. That should be going that way. That should be going that way. That should be going that way. And this one should be going down. And I've got to stick this to that. That's going to be really tricky. But I can do it. I can. Oh, Anya. You be judging on me. Okay. Judge me for already losing the end to this when I just used it 2 minutes ago. I try and get the end back on quickly though, because otherwise it will grab onto things in my craft room and won't let go and tear things that I didn't want torn. Okay. Burnish that puppy down. Hopefully this thing didn't need 4, but I don't think it did. I think it was just 3. Okay. Make sure everybody's going the right direction here. All right, everybody sit. I've done these by hand before though, friends. Okay, wait a minute. Why are you? Okay, I have an idea. Let's just lay that part down. Throw a magnet on there. Keep going. Struggling. I'm on the struggle bus. There we go. There's everyone. Okay. Let's get a heavier magnet on that. And hey, Jana. Where did I put that die set? I need a center for that just to hold it together. And I have misplaced the die set. Da-da-da. Where are you? Sorry, guys. Oh, here it is. Let's cut this out. Cut that out of some craft. No, I don't want the craft. I think I'm going to go with the black. Yeah, definitely the black. Yeah, back and you'd score every quarter inch and lose track, and the score lines, at least for me, were never in the right spot. Because you know, sometimes when you're scoring paper, it moves on you just ever so slightly. Mickey's going to be a heck of a lot easier than this little thing was. See, I really should lay that down on something too, but I'm not going to bother to use my die cutting machine to just cut out a little placeholder. In this case, you would typically use hot glue, but friends, I am not a fan. I hate hot glue. No, no, and no. I will very simply just cut out of a scrap piece of paper. I'm live, honey. What's up? Thank you. I do. It's there. Thank you. Such a sweetheart sometimes. You guys have no idea. What do you want me to shim? Oh. Yeah, I think Mickey's going to sit in my circle. That's kind of the plan, Jim. Very good. Okay, Mickey. Let's get Mickey cut out. And I probably, oh, here's what I can do. What I can do is this. First of all, put this die back where it goes. I wonder what I did with the other die. Here it is. Where's the... It's not going to go exactly where it goes, but it's going to go in the vicinity. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. I'm just going to let that sit under the magnet for a minute until it actually catches. And I have to look at this picture. I cannot do... Okay, so we need this black. We're going to use this black for the ear part. And I'm going to have him facing that direction. So that means it needs to be this one. See, these are the things that break me. This one and his little body. Should be black. His little tail should be black. I think his arms are separate too. Oh, which arms do I want? Oh, I think I want the ones coming out. I want them coming up like this. Okay, I think that's all I need for the black. Because I'll do the hat in a different color. See, we haven't even gotten to the hat part yet. Yeah, that wasn't ready at all. That's because of the kind of glue I'm using. Really need to be using my hot glue gun. I just don't want to. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue the crud out of this, like so. Okay, you just sit back down there for a minute. And then move the whole thing up here out of our way. Yeah, I love this die set. I don't typically shop at Spellbinders just because there's nothing I really need. I do not need a thing, but I definitely needed this Mickey Mouse set. Or I should say Steamboat Willie. I'm just going to glue the living crud out of this. I'm going to pick this whole thing up and move it back over here. Lay this down on here and then lay my magnet on it. Let it dry so I can deal with Mickey Mouse. Mick Mouse. That's what my son used to call him. He had a baby Mickey, and when my son Joe was born, I nursed my kids. Well, he used to nurse his Mickey. Ah, he was a weird kid. What a weirdo. Can I load one up with tape and glue? You don't need other head with inlay. What? I'm confused. I need a head. You're breaking me up. Broken. Okay. I'm just gonna go where I was going, and if I screw up along the way, I'll say, "Oh, that's what you meant." Okay, obviously, I need to cut this down a little bit. If I end up with extra pieces or whatever. Oh, I could have even cut that smaller, but that's okay. Like I said, I've had that paper for years and years sitting in this craft room and haven't even opened it. Try turning it on first. Oh, tape glue. Oh, you're right. You're right. If it's not stuck by the time I'm done putting together Mickey, then I'll figure out something else, but I'm not getting out my hot glue. Okay, pokey tool. Little hands. You know what I need is I need a little tray for these so that they stay together. Body, tail. It's not difficult to put together at all. It's just remembering how they go. If I didn't have a picture, I'd be in trouble. And the funny part is the design team members for Spellbinders often don't get a picture. They just get sent a pile of dies. Figure it out. Okay, hat. Where is that hat? Okay. Right here. See, I feel like I can make that hat work on Missy. I do. And I think I will do. um, Let's grab one of these other neutrals. are the worms. Oh, she's doing her homework. Dawn's doing her homework for a Crop and Create. I think I'm going to give him this kind of warm yellow as a hat. This part here. And it's actually different parts. I have to look at the picture. So I'll need to cut the extra parts, and I'll give the brim of the hat, okay, make that black. I like that they're all together, and at the same time I don't like that they're all together. Because I could cut more than one at a time. All right, rest well, Blossom, get well. Okay, I believe that's the brim part, and this is kind of a, I mean the, you know, the sash, whatever you call those on hats. That's this part. This part is a little bit lighter. Okay. Okay. Let's grab a little scrap of this black and get that little, just that very little edge. I wonder what time it is. Oh my goodness. I'm taking way too long. So this is why people like clean and simple cards, because they're quick. And this is why I do these live instead of pre-recorded videos, so you're not watching a 9-hour long video. Okay. There's that part of the hat. Set those aside. Now back to Mickey. You're so fine. I need shorts. I need a face. Oh, do I have a nose? Yeah, I do. Where are his clothing? I need shoes. Okay. Where are your pants, sir? You guys see his pants on here anywhere? Or did I? Oh no, I lost Mickey's pants. Oh, there they are. Pants. Face. Make sure I get the right direction of face. And then I think I'm good. I think. So, shoes and pants. I think we'll go for the pants. We'll go with, let's go with this kind of orange. No, let's go with this red. So it kind of goes along with the colors, you know, the natural colors. There are such a thing of Mickey Mouse. Scissors. I just have, well, they're buried is the problem. Okay, scissors. I'm hat, pants. I need shoes. I need face. I don't, there's not a really light color in here to do face, I don't think. Oh, that's the black pack. I gotta try grabbing the right pack. Now this is the lightest color. But I do need some shoes. And I think I grabbed the darkest red already. So I think I'll do the shoes in the same color brown. And then I'll just grab a piece of watercolor paper for the face. I probably have leftover scraps from the parchment color paper that I used. Yes, I do. And let's see if they're big enough to take care of this face. Oh, yes, barely, but woohoo. Okay. When you can't find any of your 3 pairs of scissors that are on your desk, you just rip. Oh, that's cool. You got to see your. Wait a minute. That's cool. You got to see your friend Jim. His buttons are what color? White. Um, I'll think about it. May have to cut out some extra buttons here. And I think I will, just to, add authenticity. Okay. I need those pants again. I need to know exactly where the buttons are. Hopefully I got them. Okay, good. All right, now it's time to put Mickey together. And then we got to do some leaves. Oh my goodness, this ended up being a way longer video than I meant for it. Sorry, guys. Well, it'll just give more time for my little rosette to dry. Okay. So I want to, again, make this look aged. So I'm going to find my sandpaper that I had earlier. Okay, tell you what, T, put some of these things away and you'll be able to find some of these things. You don't hear my die cutting sheet machine? I definitely hear it, but that's good. This it's probably my microphone. It's a pretty good mic. Pretty, fairly noise canceling. Okay, and then body. Arms. Oh, be careful, those, be careful. You're hurting him. Okay. Let's do his face first and see how I can make this hat work. I'm not going to like edge the face at all. I don't feel like it needs it. I'm the only one complaining about the time. Yeah, I know. I feel bad. Well, not only that, I'm starving. I don't even know what I'm going to eat. No idea. Okay, tap that off a little. Oh, I forgot he needs a tongue. That's okay. We'll give him a tongue in a minute. So cute already. Okay, we'll do little shorts. Sandpaper. I would use my little sander tool, but I took the sandpaper off of it and now can't find it. The little Tim Holtz tool. Okay, put your pants on, Mickey. You indecent little beast, you. Okay, here's the buttons. Oh no, they're not exactly the same size. Maybe they are. Okay, I see how they go though. Let's get this tool. Just put a divvy dab. So we got some exciting news for locally. Some sort of space thing is coming to Huntsville. And I don't know what it is exactly, but it's a big deal. Um, it's military, you know, it's kind of a space program. It was out in Colorado, and for whatever reason, and I don't know why, it's getting moved here. And I may put together this whole hat and it's not going to work. Oh, thanks. Oh, yum. I want some guacamole too. I don't know what else I'm going to eat. Yeah, it's both. Oh, I want pizza too. Okay. I know what I'm having. Pizza. I don't feel like cooking today. I napped for way too long. I'm going to edge the hat, give it a little dimension. I've seen people do some fun stuff with this Mickey set. Should have it something like that. I may have to cut, look, because I do want like one ear hanging out. It's a little on the big side, but it's gonna work. I'm just gonna need to modify it a little. See, I don't want it back there, and I don't want it completely covering his ears. I want part of his ear to show. I think I want it sitting right about like this. Let's get my pencil. Oh Lord, now I can't. It's definitely gonna be buried, but good thing I have a couple in this thing. Let's draw here and then think. We're going to draw and then think for a minute. If I cut that out, okay, I'm going to cut it out. If I ruin it, then he gets no hat. So you guys, if you love Mickey, pray for him now. SpaceX, yeah, that thing. Which I don't know what SpaceX is. I honestly do not. I don't I don't watch the news. The only reason I knew that is because it showed up on my Facebook feed. Or my Instagram feed because I follow a you know, some Huntsville other stuff. It's still not sitting exactly how I wanted. You're not praying hard enough. Oh, well, thank you, Maddie. I am actually rather patient. Most of the time. I mean, there are times when I yell and scream and have a fit because I'm being impatient about something. Now, what was I thinking? I don't know what I'm thinking here. Why I can't seem to oh, there we go. Kind of. And then I'm going to have to add that brim back on the back end. Nope, needs to come back a little bit. So I got to figure out where it went, right here. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, so we have, I mean, we definitely have already, we have Marshall Space Flight Center here. We have the Saturn V rocket. I just didn't do a very good job of cutting that, and I want it down a little bit lower. Hide that right there. Okay, that's a little weird looking, but I'm gonna just call it okay. Oh, that looks crazy. I don't know, friends. I don't know where I'm going with this, or if I even like it. I'm not crazy about the placement of this hat. Let's come up a little bit. A little bit more off your face, Mick. That looks weird. You know, Mickey doesn't need a hat. Oh, your dad did, Jim? Oh, that's cool. But now that I've got glue all over it, he kind of does need a hat. Got glue all over his face, too. Yeah, I think we're giving him the hat and we're making it look weird, and that's that. It is what it is. How about that? And just kind of match that up. Just give this a little trim right here. Like somebody cut a hole in his hat, especially for his ear. Uh-oh. Got that totally in the wrong spot. There we go. Or it moved. I gotta clean his face off. Yeah, am I gonna be able to find my glue eraser? Nope. A little sandpaper. Oh, I got you so dirty, Mickey. He's so dirty. Luckily, this is watercolor paper, so it's nice and thick. It'll allow me to clean that up. Brush to you right there. Get out of there. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Maybe the hat's gonna be weird. Okay, where's his arms? Let's just finish putting them together. Oh no, I lost the arms. How could I? Here they are. Okay. The truth is about us missing pants. Ah. Well, I know there's a couple of those characters that don't wear any clothes, and I'm like, or like Winnie the Pooh, where are your pants? This has a little demarcation in it, which is very helpful when gluing Mickey down. Okay, we need a little tongue. Need to put his shoes on him. Let's muck up his shoes a little bit. We're getting there, friends. We are getting there. Does he need white gloves? No. Not according to this, not Steamboat Willie anyway. Do you want me to have him white gloves? No. I can't have white things. You can tell how bad messy Mickey's face is. Trying to deal with his hat. Okay, let's see if I can get some more of that muck off of here. It will drive me crazy. Bump, 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 I'm walking. It's just a hot mess right there. Oh, I see. That's a little divot in the. That reminds me. I'm sure I told you guys about the time we found our cat baby man. Joe found him in a ditch in the rain and during a thunderstorm when he was a kitten and he was covered in fleas. We brought him home. We were giving him a bath, and there's one little black spot on his nose, and I kept thinking it was a flea. I kept trying to pick it off. That poor cat. This is all nice and stuck together now. I don't know if I love him on there. Maybe. This thing's pretty thick. Let's work on that in a minute. And where is my bone folder? Don't want to upset Mickey, no, because he has this tendency to just get angry and leave his pants somewhere. Okay, let's muck this up. Now I've got Billie Jean stuck in my head, friends. Who did that to me? Who? Yeah, maybe a different center. You might be right about that. Well, let's get out the leaves. All right, that was the last thing I needed to do was leaves. I mean, that's why we spent the first 10-15 minutes of this video. This is what I hate when these happen. Okay, there we go. Bump, 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 bump. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Do not fall on the floor, please. Oh, there's even an acorn. What do you know? I don't think I want to mess with the acorn. It was somebody. It was somebody talking about moonwalking. I might have been Maddie. These are paybacks for when I mess with everyone else on their videos. I love Michael Jackson though. Just so you know. Need my big scissors. Too bad for me. Oak. Maple. I don't know. Let's do 3 more. I wish we had pretty leaves here in my area because I really want to do like some botanical gel printing, but all I have is really funky, ugly looking leaves. I have banana trees, but those things are gigantic. That's just not going to work. Maybe we're not even going to use that rosette after going to all that work. I don't know. Get in there. Yeah, I think maybe you're right. I think the black backing against that thing is just wrong because it doesn't work out. So let's make a new one. And let's do the, oh gosh, let's do a complete color that's not there. Do this dark orange. I think my black rosette is my black problem there today. Yeah, it's okay to pivot. Heck yeah. It only takes a second. I do this all the time too. And trust me, friends, when you see me make a video about, you know, any design team video, I have already made a prototype and maybe two and trial and error because I just, you know, like to keep those videos pretty quick so people will watch them. People tend to watch lives because we can visit with each other if you're in a visity mood. I heard you say yellow, but there's no yellow in that pack. I'm trying to use what's in this pack. So we're going to go with rust. Really like that color. Okay. Let's put this on. Besides the fact that needs a second layer, it looks kind of funky. I think I'll do it like this and maybe a little shadow layer so it looks like it's got some depth. Bum, 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 bum. So I binge watched last night My Life with the Walter Boys. I just like that kind of stuff. You know, maybe more meant for a younger audience, but I don't know. I like it. But the kids, shut up. No singing. You're not allowed to do that. I can't help it. Set that a little bit. There. That's going to be one thick card, friends. I want these to kind of be seen, so I want them to stay kind of in the white area. Think I didn't use enough glue. um, okay, first things first, I need to edge each one of these so that they stand out better. So, funny story. I never wear shoes. I'm always barefoot. I don't even wear socks. I can't stand socks. And I mean, I think they're pretty and stuff. I just can't stand the feeling of them on my feet if they're not fitting exactly perfectly tight. I have a little bit of a neurotic thing going on with that. But anyway, I was dyeing some lace black in my splat box using my black soot spray. And I had set my splat box down under my desk right where my feet are. So you can guess, I stuck my barefoot right in that black ink because I wasn't paying attention. That was a hot mess. My toes are still stained. My feet stain a lot easier because, like I said, I'm barefoot all the time. So my feet are like leather. I know that's probably too much information, but it's the truth. Okay. It's these little touches that make a big difference on a card. And it's not that I send out fall cards, I don't. I don't send out hardly cards at all. I'm really, really horrible about it. And this color on here, when I'm looking at it, you may not see it from there, but it looks a little bit like my cats had themselves a field day on there. My foot looks hilarious. Yeah, it looks bad, but it looks hilarious. Because I stepped in it and realized, like I set my foot in another spot, stepped in it, and I'm like, what is wet down here? Because I don't let the cats in here. Sure enough, I had stuck my foot right into the black ink. Okay, I'm not sure. I want to go ahead and pull everything together here. Just age this up a bit. Since to me the paper looks old anyway. Like retro. All right. Smooth that out a little bit up there. Okay, now let's think about putting everybody together here. Maple leaves are my favorite. I don't know how I feel about the maple leaves with this though, or the leaves at all with that. I don't know why. They just feel like they don't go. I'm going to look up for opinions here in a minute. They're beautiful and vivid. They just don't really necessarily go with the color scheme. Okay, what do you guys think? Leaves or no leaves? Yeah, they are I agree. They're kind of competing with Mickey. I may save those just for another card. I agree. They're bothering me. this these are the things I say. I can't really pinpoint what's wrong, but it's bothering me. And I actually kind of just like it like this. Maybe I do want him in the center though. And at some point I might add a sentiment, but yeah. Yeah, I agree with you guys. No leaves. I'll save these for another project. because it's not like they won't get used. Okay, so let's make a card base. And I figure I'm going to put that on a craft card base. So I took out my craft paper. I need to trim that down. And this is why I wanted to make sure I kept my mess cleaned up here so that I could do these things. Nemo. Well, the pattern paper's already stuck to it, so we can't go there. Let's go 10. Nice 7. Yep, pattern paper stuck. You mean no rosette? Want to see how that looks? I think Mickey won't show up very good. Not that he shows up that great anyway, but so there's Mickey. And let's say he's down here. Here's the leaves. Not, it's my problem is the leaves clash with this, and the part of the leaves that clash is the green. So that's the issue. That is the issue there. Now I need to score this. Come on. Score you down at 5. I'm not really great at this. This thing is useless for that. Trying to get it into the corner. Useless. I'm just going to do it on here. Okay. I'm going to have to use tape on that to really get it to stick good. And flatten it out. Let's get my big baloney tape. This is contention on finding scissors. That's the only thing I dislike about this tape is you have to cut it. So yeah, tomorrow morning in our live, I am going to be unboxing something that was sent to me from Relatively Thoughtful out of the UK. And I am just blown away. And I think you will be too. And then probably working on my Halloween journal. What does a rosette look like on the other side with Mickey? On the other side of what? Oh, the pattern paper? Well, that pattern paper matches. Is that what you're talking about, Jim? We'll find out here in a second. Let's get this stuck down to the card base. You're talking about this side with Mickey? Too busy. Well, my paper's a little warpy because, you know, I got lots of water on it, and that's what happens. Now I need a little one. If I do that, let me just flip this over this way so that I can actually find a corner. Let me make sure that that's how I need it. No, I never get that right. Okay. We were good way we were. The way we were. There we go. Yeah. Come on, get on my. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this up into that. I'm going to stick it down, and then I'm going to struggle with getting the other tape off. It's not really that much of a struggle. Just a little bit of because of the way the baloney tape likes to misbehave and not stay in your tweezers. The backer. Come on. You little turd. Okay. Put my dirty little Mickey on here. He is dirty. Very dirty. Oh, I almost forgot his tongue, you guys. He needs that. No wonder he looks weird. I do. I like. I like. I like it like that. I like it like. Cut out a little tongue. I'm going to glue the crud out of this because it's sitting on multiple surfaces. Kind of. Well, actually, that part isn't. All right. Let's see if I can find Mickey's tongue in this mess. Is that it? I don't think so. Okay. I need to cut it out of the head. Okay, I get it. It actually cuts out right there. Okay. Let's see, can I find a scrap of the red that I used in this pile? Right here. Ah. Okay, that's where his tongue went. And I'm not going to try and edge this little tongue. I've got to get this dirt off the face, though. That's just going to drive me crazy. Let's try. And I may just now mess the whole doggone thing up, but let's try a little white pencil. See if that does any good. It's just too, like, glue stained. Even though those aren't really glue stains, they're just part of the paper. It's making me nuts. Yeah, I think I want them smack down on that rosette. See, now I got white pencil on my black there. Seriously, I am just fighting with this doggone Mickey Mouse. Mm. I have to think about, you know, how he's going to get supported on here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it right there. Did something happen to his hat? No. I'm going for it. I'm not popping him up because this rosette is way high already. So this doesn't necessarily scream fall, but it does as far as the colors go. And I just oozed glue everywhere, friends. That's just how I roll. Pick it up with a paper towel here before it has a chance to settle down onto the paper. There we go. Hi, Pam. Yeah, Wobbler's definitely, because look at the height already of that rosette. So we've got a 5x7. This is the September 2025 Sheetload. And thanks you guys for hanging out for 2 hours. That's the thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure about who would watch a 2-hour replay, but somebody might. I don't know. One thing you can do with the replays is you can scrub through all the yappity yap. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to head on over to Di's channel maybe, or maybe I'm going to find something to eat because I am starving. But thanks for hanging out with me and working on a crazy lonely Sheetload card. And for those of you who come around in the morning, I'll see you in the morning. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye. Those hands, aren't they beautiful?